me again. I'm in my car. Have you been noticing that this is a good spot to be alone? I'm using it a lot. I'm finding that just going for a drive is nice, but then if we're restricted from driving, just sitting in the car feels good. So I'm just checking in to see how you are. It's been a very hard few weeks, but I feel like I'm coming out of the fog into a different, not necessarily better, but more plateau-y stage. I'm not crying every day, which is new and nice. And it doesn't feel because of my privilege and where we live and because of the work we do. It doesn't feel like the sense of urgency is less so, and that anxiety that comes from the unknown has lessened for me. And now I'm in more of a, okay, now let's make this work moment. And all the things that I was working on as a parent before the pandemic and before the crisis have slowly started to come back. So instead of crying every day and freaking out about everything, I'm going back to my old ways, which is, well, maybe not my old ways. Let's be honest. I'm still a little stressed. But I'm definitely back to my yelling ways. This morning I was yelling and I was just so upset. I think the stress is really triggering me to get to yelling quicker. That's why I'm saying I'm definitely plateaued. I'm not in a growth period, or I'm trying to be in a growth period, but then I yell. And I yelled really loud this morning and it was not okay. And I removed myself and I went and I took a break and I did some meditation and some journaling. And what came up for me when I did that was, why didn't I feel bad after I was yelling or even during yelling? And I realized, and this is to the credit of the pause, right? I have had some insight around that. And I realized that the reason that it felt good to yell this morning was because I haven't had that type of release in a while. And I was like, well, how do I get that type of release normally? And I realized I drive my kids to and from school almost every single day in normal world. And when they're not in the car, I put the music on pretty loud. And I'm yelling. See? I'm singing really, really loudly. And that's a release for me. It's a way to use my body and my brain and my strength in a different way, in a positive way, and I don't have that. And so this morning, and I've been doing a lot of yelling, and I've been thinking it's so weird because I don't really need to be yelling. But now I realize, oh, maybe if I had the release of driving and singing really, really loudly, that my needs could be met. And so I took a drive, hence I'm in the woods because there's nowhere to go. But so I'm checking in with you. How are you doing? Are you needing a release in some way? How can I help you to take that pause, to provide support right now when I'm feeling a little bit better? And that does come from my privilege, and I would love to be able to share my moment of calm, maybe, with others and help others. So please make sure to comment on this post, or if you're on my website, there's a poll at the end of this post where I ask you what you need. Because I'm ready to provide what you need. I have parenting tips. I have 18 activities to do with a baby outside, but what's really helping me right now is finding those moments where I go, whoa, okay, what is happening with cranky Steph? And then I take a minute, and between a combination of journaling, but really just not even being around people, I can kind of figure out what's going on. But that's after many years of practice. I've been meditating for 3-4 years now, And I don't know if I could have done it a while ago, but I do know that every time I go outside, and I've said it before, every time I go outside, things can change for me. And every time I pull myself back and I say, whoa, what's going on here? This isn't the person you want to be, or I know that the person is inside of you there that has a heart full of love. I can refix the day. And I'll talk a little bit more about repairing, but I definitely made sure to repair with River, my oldest. Like I always, I didn't grow up getting the opportunity to repair, and so it's really nice to be able to apologize for yelling and to admit when I'm wrong. And I'm sure you know this already, that it's such a good thing to model for our children, apologies. I'll talk a little bit more about repair and apologies in another video. Until then, please let me know what I can do for you. I'm here to help. And I hope that you are staying well and finding time for yourself. Bye.